Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to the... Wait a minute, I'm getting a phone call.
Wait, what? This isn't a Stradman video? Oh.
Welcome back to SnowRunner, guys, and today we're going to be having a look at Frog's Jeep Gladiator Rubicon 6x6. Now, this looks an awful lot like a project that another YouTuber is building, and I have no idea who that is. But, with that being said, we've brought it out to the testing grounds today, and I know I've done a lot of vehicle testing on Yukon maps and other maps recently that just have not been the testing grounds, and I wanted to bring this thing to the testing grounds because I wanted to sort of test it in an environment where not only have we tested a lot of other vehicles before, but I just wanted to attempt the bridge jump in it. That really is the main reason why. So, first of all, when you look at this thing, it is huge. Now, you start off with an A- power to weight rating. Your upgraded engine gets you to an A+, your performance gets you to an S+, and that is definitely the one we are going with. Gearbox-wise, you have stock, highway, and off-road. We're going to test the off-road first, and then before we do the bridge jump, we're going to go over to the highway transmission. Suspension now. Suspension is either basically crazy lifted off-road or crazy lifted hauler. We're going to go with crazy lifted off-road. You've got 44-inch boggers, 44-inch generic off-road tires, and 44-inch generic off-road tires with ice studs. So we're going to actually go with the boggers. I think the boggers look ridiculous. Ridiculous in a good way, but still ridiculous. Now, we have an off-road bumper, which I'm going to switch to. We have the option of either having the doors on or off. And then we can do, we can do half doors in body color. We can do black half doors. Let's actually do the black half doors. And then custom fenders in black, which I believe we already have. And then we can also uninstall the roof. And we can put the bed stuff in it. So we've done a lot to it just now. And I'm not upset about the things we've done to it. I think it's really, really, really cool looking. God, I love how you could actually, like, you could see the gear sticks for not only the transmission, but for the transfer case as well. Like, if you look really closely, you can see the gear selector for the transfer case. That's awesome. So, wheels-wise, let's go. Ooh, let's definitely do those. Now, color-wise, obviously, you have pretty much a full color spectrum here. I mean, there's really nothing that's sort of locked away for you. Let's do, I like the blue. The blue just pops really, really nicely. Hey! Wait a minute. They say Beans is here, but I don't see him. So let's see. Which one should we go with? Let's just go with the, let's go with the autumn leaf. That's fine. So, where, did it actually put him on the dash? Hey, it did! Oh, that's sick. That's so sick. Dude, there's actually a lot of room in here. I love these seats in the front. The seats in the back look good. Like, I mean, hey, if you wanted to use the interior view, you definitely could, and you can see the detail on those half doors. They look really good. Let's take this thing out for a rip and see what it feels like. It's definitely a totally different character than the old Gladiator. Well, I say the old Gladiator. The original Gladiator. I mean, the character is completely changed. Completely changed. Look how long the thing is. Let's see, we've got, is it just scout trailers? Or is it, yeah, I believe it's just the scout trailers, which is fine. I'm not really too bothered about what this thing can pull. I'm more interested in what its capabilities are as a, let's call it an extreme scout. Oh god, it actually, with these boggers on it, it's very happy to slide on pavement. It's actually a lot happier to slide on pavement than you might expect it would be, so that's kind of fun. Let's go directly through the water this time. Go, go, go. Keep in mind, this is with the off-road transmission too. So, like, with the off-road transmission, you still get high range, you still get basically a full range of gears. You're just not as fast in automatic mode as you would be with the highway transmission. Literally, it just, like, glides right up that. And I don't use the word glide very often when I'm describing vehicles in SnowRunner, but it definitely applies to this thing. This thing actually legitimately does feel like it glides up stuff. And honestly, that's good. I mean, that's really, really good. First of all, I think the reason why it feels like it glides everywhere is because the wheelbase is so long. I mean, you're dealing with the wheelbase of basically a small bus. Like, literally, you're dealing with, like, the wheelbase of a larger airport shuttle bus, pretty much. And, I mean, when you're crawling through stuff, these tires are so big that you basically always have contact with the ground somewhere. Also, though, RIP the U-joints on that rear drive shaft, because, my God, they would be under so much stress. They would genuinely be under so much freaking stress that I wouldn't even want to know the pain those rear drive shaft U-joints are feeling. So let's go ahead and drop down this hill right here, which I'm sure will be no problem at all for it. Whoa! It also feels really sure-footed. Like, it does not feel like it's going to topple over. Let's see how she does in the mud. What do you say, Beans? Let's go! Yeah, that's high range in the mud with the off-road gearbox, and wow. That feels like it's not struggling at all. I mean, if there was any level of struggle going on, it does not translate that to the driver. That's for sure. I mean, and I don't say that in a bad way. I mean, I say that in the best of ways. Like, it does not feel at all like it cares that it's in the mud. It's like, oh yeah, we're in the mud. And, like, I have to be at the, you know, the grocery store in 2 hours. Whatever, you know what I mean? Like, and look at that. Look at that thing. It's just so menacing. I mean, especially if you look, oh God, especially if you look at it from the rear and you're like, oh, it's, it's like all, the entire rear section is just like all fender. It's just all fender to accommodate both rear axles and the giant tires that it has underneath. That's wild. Now, let's put it through some deeper mud and see how it enjoys that. Or rather, doesn't enjoy it. We'll see. Well, it enjoyed that just fine. It did not care. That was awesome. Ease it around or not. Second gear. Second gear's doing okay. Honestly, like, I am pretty okay with that. I'm pretty dang happy with that. Second gear is really respectable in deep mud. Even first gear is really respectable in deep mud. Now, for our next test, ooh, actually, real quick. Okay, never mind. I wanted to see if there was any, like, parts of it that you could, like, open or anything like that. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like there is, but you always gotta check on Frog's mods because sometimes there's weird little Easter eggs that he leaves there for you, which is kind of like, it's kind of a cool thing that, that Frog does. And he's not the only modder that does it, obviously, but it's just one of those cool things that you gotta look out for. So, let's try the dips now. Now, these, I feel like this will have no problem with. We'll try low plus. Dude, the wheelbase is, like, perfect for this. It has 0 complaints. Literally, it has 0 complaints. None. None whatsoever. It's freaking perfect. Wow, look at that. There are literally 0 complaints. Like, I cannot think of any way that this thing would be complaining. I just can't. Like, it's literally good to go. Like, there's no way that it could have done that any better. Now, we're gonna go back into our sort of garage here, and we're going to keep the max engine, switch it to, I believe that's the highway gearbox. Let me just make sure. Does it feel faster? Because, well, hey, hold on. Let me check the other gearbox then. Continue. Still 8 gears. Okay, that's weird. Gearbox 1, I believe that should be highway. I believe that should be highway, but you know what? You know what? It's gonna be fine. It feels... Whoa! It's faster. Oh my God, it's drifting everywhere. Okay, yeah, that's definitely the... Wow, that's definitely the right gearbox. Okay, that's a big change. Woo! Well, it definitely is keen on kicking the back end out a lot. That's for dang sure. All right, Beans, you ready for this? Here we go. Bridge jump time. There's 7th. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. There's 8th gear. running it. Oh! Yeah! Wow. Over the barrels, and we got a little bit of damage there at the end, but no damage from the initial landing. That is tremendously impressive. Nothing does that. Nothing freaking does that. I love it. I absolutely love this thing. I mean, and yeah, it's cartoonish and it's hilarious, but it can only be, like, because I feel like there's going to be people out there that are going to be like, oh my god, that's so unrealistic and so, like, silly, but these things exist. Let's not forget that these things exist. Now, granted, you know, you have to get them custom built, and they're very expensive, and they're not something that you could just buy at the store, but, hey, I guessed right with the gearbox. It is a highway gearbox, but, like, yeah, you can't just buy this at a dang dealership, but, my god, if you could buy this at a dealership, they'd be flying off the freaking shelves, I'll tell you that. Or rather, lots. You don't really put Jeeps on shelves, do you? I guess you could if you were really, 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 really determined or really stupid. I'm not sure which. Now, I know that normally the bridge jump is sort of our last test, but I have one more test that I want to do, and it probably won't take very long. Normal, it probably lasts very long, but I want to see if it can climb this hill, because this hill is... There's only really a couple of vehicles that I've ever had actually climb it, and it's not necessarily a test of whether or not it can make it all the way up. It's more of a test of whether or not it can just make it. You know what I mean? There we go. Just let that front... Oh my god. With just a small adjustment of the front axle, it's like, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Let's try something. Ease ourselves back. Come on. Oh, no! I don't think there's any way it's gonna get into high range there. There's no way. Yeah, I think we're kind of out of luck on that one, but that's fine. I'll give it a little bit of a pull of the winch. Oh! Well, that came down. It's just like a little tiny tug of the winch here and there, and that's all it needs to make, you know, those little bit of advancements that it's trying to make. But, like, man, this thing's hilarious. This thing is absolutely hilarious. Now, big thanks to Frog for letting me check it out. I'll definitely be using it for some other things, and I'm trying to, like, I literally, like, the gears are turning in my head right now on where I'm gonna kind of fit this into different categories of, like, a modded campaign playthrough, so I'm really excited to see. But, hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys next time.